Good morning, everyone. I want to just give you my weekly update. As many of you know who are part of the St. Andrews family, you received my letter of resignation this week. It's been over 11 years since I came in, and I came in green, and my kids were young, and you loved us well. I have watched a congregation love their staff, love each other, and really follow Jesus' greatest commandment. I have watched you love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And I have watched you love your neighbor. I've just been so marveled about all the ministries I've been reflecting on the last week that are now in our city because of all of you. And most of them came from the ground up. They weren't any ideas from us, but they're ideas from you. And as your pastor over the years, I've felt like a conductor, just keeping you in tune and playing together. But for the most part, watching you do just beautiful music for God, but also for this city. I am so proud and so honored that I got to serve you for 11 years. I knew for several weeks now that as my cancer's progressed, that it's time for me to step aside. And so to allow the elders to come up with a leadership transition plan. And I know they're working hard. They're meeting every week. And I don't know any of the details, but I know they're working very hard. And so I just want you to know that it was a hard decision, but I know it was the right decision. And I just, you have loved me well. And I know you're going to tell me good and faithful servant, but I want to say that to all of you. Some of you have asked me, what does that do to you financially? People, you're worried about me, and you're worried about my pension plan and my death benefits. I've actually started our formal disability in January with our denomination, and they have a wonderful disability. They pay 3/4 of my salary, and that's very livable. And of course, we may have to make some adjustments to our expenses, but everyone has to these days. But it's very livable, and we feel very good about it. And the GoFundMe that was set up in our name, all those funds that you gave really helped us pay our medical costs up front for the year, and really helped us make that adjustment, because there's an adjustment to go from full-time to 3/4 times salary. But we're doing well, and so the denomination is taking good care of us. We still have death benefits, and it frees up money for the church to use for new resources and new staffing. So it's really a win-win, and I'm very thankful for our denomination of having the foresight for many years and generations of really protecting us pastors. And so we're going to do okay. We're going to have to make some adjustments, but we're okay with that. Everyone is these days. So thank you for thinking about us. Part 3 is a little bit preachy, but I feel a little bit like I have to share this. This is on my heart. One of the things that has made me sad as a pastor is that every church, I believe, healthy or not, has to go through a recalibration. Sometimes that's leadership change, that's vision change, but churches have to recalibrate no matter how healthy they are from time to time. And in those transitional periods, especially during leadership change, I have watched people leave the church to go to a church that's running a little bit more smoothly. It's tempting, and I understand that. But as St. Andrews is discovering their next chapter, and they're in a time of transition, they need all of you more than ever, because part of recalibration is creating something new. And creating something new takes all of you. And so I just pray and I preach to stick with it. We have a wonderful, healthy staff, and we're a pretty healthy church right now. So even though we're in times of ambiguity and transition, we'll come out of it. This church always has. And it's a beautiful bonfire light to the community, and it will continue to be so. But it will need all of you sticking it out, loving the staff, and loving just caring for the community itself. So that's my preachiness, to continue to say that part of recalibration is making something new. And the church more than ever will need all of you. So be part of that new. Stick it out, thick or thin. The last thing is my prayer request. I do have a very, very intense prayer request. As many of you know, Billy Rubin, I've asked you to pray for poop now. I've asked you to pray for liver. Now I'm going to ask you to pray for the chemical compound Billy Rubin. But it's a chemical compound that when it goes up, that's what creates jaundice, where you turn yellow and your liver starts to shut down. On Tuesday, and that's what we've been afraid of, is we've been watching that Billy Rubin. And on Tuesday, it went up and out of range. And so they have been giving me fluids at the cancer center every other day. Today I go in at 1 o'clock and they're going to pump me with fluids. They're trying to flush it out. And then they're going to give me a blood test. And if it's still in the red by next week, and if it's still going up, we're going to have to make some tough decisions. And I'm not sure what all that means, but we're going to have to figure this out because we've continued treatment. I just started treatment on Monday. But as this thing goes up, it does mean my liver's starting to shut down. So pray for Billy Rubin to go down. That's my prayer request today, is to really pray for that. Patty's been doing good. We've had a wonderful week. She has been strong physically. I think emotionally, she's grieving what we think might be the inevitable. Things aren't looking very good, and we do have hope. But at the same time, we're starting to cross the corner of understanding that God might be taking me home, and we're grieving that, and at the same time having lots of good, hard conversations as a family. The last thing is I just want to thank Interfaith Community Services. They came over, and I'll send some pictures on Facebook, but they came over yesterday, and out of our garden that had grown wild and crazy, they have replanted it and made a beautiful space for Patty and I, and I'm thankful, and I'll put some pictures on Facebook soon. I love all of you guys. I know that St. Andrews will continue to thrive even after seasons of ambiguity. And I know no matter what God is doing with me, if God is healing me or taking me home, God is with me, and God is with you. Love you guys. Bye.